We're watching you.
My buddy actually used to live in Alexandria, right near NSA headquarters. He said the weirdest shit used to go down, like weird training ops. Like he'd just be like at a red light, and all of a sudden, blacked out SUVs would just burst into the intersection. Whoa, echoes.
Oh, how's that echoing?
Who echoed?
Oh, sorry. Because we went live.
Oh, because you had the audio out. I was going to say, I didn't know that.
See, that's why I have like Chatty now and Chatty and TARDIS player, because then I can get them separate and only have one open. It's great.
Wait, Taddy, what? Taddy TARDIS? What?
Chatty
And
TARDIS player, two separate programs.
Yeah.
One is your Twitch chat, the other is the video. And the video doesn't stutter like every other Twitch player, including Twitch.
Yeah, I get a lot of stuttering on Twitch too.
Yeah, it cuts out all stutter. Like I used to not be able to listen to Hotscast because of it live.
Really?
Go in the chat room and hang out in the chat room, and you guys would be like,
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's lame.
I just use IRC.
For a Twitch chat?
Yep.
But not
How
for
do you do
video.
that?
video
They have
can do
instructions.
I had like
If
converted
I were
or
watching the
something.
video, I'd be pausing every 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad. And
So I just
you would think it would get better
Twitch
when
chat.
Amazon, which basically has the largest server farm in the world, you think it would have got a little better when they bought them, but apparently not.
Yeah, but how much experience does Amazon have streaming video? Oh, wait.
I said sarcasm in your voice, sir.
I think I want to talk with massive reverb from now on.
Yeah,
I think that would be cool.
Hey, how should we refer to you, by the way?
Daikatsu's fine. Or
Daikatsu?
Duke.
Duke.
See,
Oh,
look
no,
at that.
no,
Now I was going to get really confused. My middle name is Duke, so I'm
Yeah,
like,
but your first name is Will, so you're good.
If I'm referring to our guest, I'll call him Duke. If I'm referring to you, Will, I'll call you the Duke of Earl, and then I'll start singing. Duke of Earl, Duke of Earl. Tell me that song wasn't good, though.
I realized when we have David Troy on the show, right? It's going to get a little confusing because it's Will, Rill, and Brill.
Oh, no, that would be confusing.
But I'll probably
That's
call
a
him
good
David.
point. I hadn't thought. That's a good point.
the last time I sat across from Duke, because wait, I've got to look away. Last time I sat like this across from Duke,
Yes.
we were eating at Bubba Gums.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was a fun
Like
night.
a trip?
Yeah.
Did you
I think
have...
our wives did more than the talking.
Well, your wife
Yeah.
died too. Your wife almost died.
Yes. I forgot about that. I think she was hoping we forgot about it.
Wait, like literally almost died?
Yeah,
She choked a little bit.
Oh. And like in... Wait, stop that. Like in need of Heimlich choked? Or...
No, just a little. Just a little. It was close.
Same place for dinner this year, or we're going to go somewhere different?
I don't know, because I wasn't invited to such dinners, so I don't know.
Well, you weren't a member of D20 Crit last year, or Chaos Gaming Media.
Yeah, hold on a minute. Oh, no, you were.
I was.
Yeah. But now we get to go to a D20 restaurant. I have no idea what that means, by the way.
And it was on D20. I mean,
Whoa! Steady on.
Open
Oh crap! I deleted something. I didn't mean to. So
let's get this party started.
Should we get this party started? All right. Let me. Let's
Play this song
play.
again.
Yeah, I'll play this.
Bring us into that song.
Oh no, I got this. I got this going on. There we go.
Who's going to start it, though? Whoever starts talking first.
No. Hold on. Why is this not coming through? Why are you? Why would you do this to me?
Don't know.
To me.
I didn't do it.
This is all you.
It's all your fault. It's all your fault.
What's going on?
That's how we jeer those being escorted off the field after a red card as they're coming through the tunnel right in front of us. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. Wait, she
Really
do that.
random people red cards all the time.
Do you?
Like carry them around my back pocket. Like, you red carded. You have a douchey haircut. Red card.
Red card. I started watching the.
You live in the United States. People would just be confused.
I don't even know. I don't even know what it means.
Red card. What's that?
You should throw a weighted flag at them and hit them in the eye with said flag.
You know, I'm just gonna hit these 2 buttons here. This is being like a real pain in my backside right now.
What team did that guy play for? The ref threw the flag and went like right into his eye through the helmet and blinded him, and the guy punched him and knocked him out.
The guy with the face and the ears?
Well, yeah.
The guy with the face. The guy with the
ref. It's actually why they changed the design of the flag. The ref actually threw the flag, and when he threw it, it went in between the face guard and the helmet. It poked him in the eye, and the guy decked the ref, knocked him unconscious.
This is the guy who had the
He actually blinded.
Yeah, it was 2-1.
He played for the Cleveland Browns. It was Orlando Brown.
Well, that would get confusing. That is less
No, not at all. Sounds like something that was just meant to happen, but all of a sudden,
that's like when
This is why you
accidentally hit the right eye by a penalty runner rated with ball bearings thrown
With
by
ball
the
bearings.
Whoa!
Did you guys hear what my wife said?
What did your wife say?
She said that everybody has 2 arms.
No, that's not true.
Almost everybody.
I saw a video this week in which Robert Downey Jr. gave a 7-year-old an arm. So
Yeah.
Yes, that was really cool.
That was very neat.
That definitely hit me in the feels.
Well, you need to wear a cup then.
Did it have full bearings in it? Was the question.
Yes.
And with that. I'm Will Derringer.
What's the difference between you and me?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
My name is Adam Eastwood.
No words were laid on stream or stone when Durin woke and walked alone.
I'm Vincent Minucci.
And you're listening to...
And you are listening to...
And you are listening to...
Geek.
Or Die.
Geek. Or Die.
Or Die.
The following is a collection of
Work in progress.
Three hosts and a chair left open for a random guest. And each geek is responsible to bring to the table one cool thing. Then a positively preposterous pontification on each point ensues. Properly portioned pints of various imbibements often are an accompaniment. Please enjoy.
That's my bad. I started to fade out on you.
I forgot I put that part in.
Oh, wait.
I think I'm going to reverse that when I put in her lines and have that actually at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I still don't like my camera angle. That's better. That's getting there. There we go. That's better. So.
All right.
Did you like that Batman reference I put in there just for you, Adam?
Yeah.
No, we're not like this.
Isn't that from the...
What's from Dark Rises?
Yeah,
that's the beginning of Dark Knight.
Yeah. That's when and actually, if you're paying attention, Scarecrow is sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
He's sitting against the wall.
What's the difference between you and me? We're not like this.
But, you know, Batman's pretty cool.
He is the Dark Knight.
You know, I had to... I'm Batman. I had to really do my best to not talk about DC this week. Like, because more...
There was actual DC news this week.
I know, but I had to go. Well, I have a list of 3 things that are cool, and I think you get some people are going to take the other ones. I'm going to let other people go first.
You only get one cool thing.
Right.
You get one cool thing.
Exactly. So I'm hoping you guys cover my cool things, and then I can talk about DC again. So
I can guarantee you that. Well, actually, I don't know where Duke lives, but as long as he doesn't live in Philadelphia, I can guarantee you that no one's going to take money.
I know what you're talking about.
Are you sure?
I think I do.
Are you sure?
I'll put money on it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll buy you a beer if I'm wrong.
Well, it's funny you say that because
is it beer related?
It may be.
Then I'm changing my answer. But I'll buy you a beer anyway. All right, that's good.
Now I'm curious to know what you think it was going to be.
Well,
if I wasn't paying attention.
You'll find out after.
Okay. All right.
I know that none of you are going to get what I'm going for. So like Adam, you got if you've got what I think I'm going for, then there's no chance. So like don't put any hope on me. It's all down to Duke. All your Duke's going to come out with something that gets all 3. Go.
People have to get rid of at least one of mine. Otherwise, I'm going to go to the trusty D6.
Oh yeah, there you go. Can you have D3? Can you roll a D3?
I don't have.
Is there D3?
Well, it's
D3 is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3 on a D6.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I was going to say I have a D4 somewhere, but I didn't.
I could always take my D6 and subtract a D4 and see who wins.
You could.
Anyways,
getting really geeky now.
So are we comparing sacks?
My sack is hidden away.
Oh, good grief.
I'm really interested in what Real is going to talk about. If it has to do very specific with Philadelphia.
That's the biggest sack I've seen in a while. That has got the wrong logo on it, friend.
That's the wrong logo.
That's the wrong logo.
But you know, D20 grid is the home of the board.
If this helps, by the way, these are all my bad die. Right. I've got a sack that's bigger for my good die, but that happens to be in the living room right now. What's really sad? No, wait. What's really sad is the sack that holds it. There's this thing called God, I think what it's called. Oh, it's called a Moby, and it's what pregnant. You can if you've got had a little baby. It's basically a rat. Yeah. They come in a really cool bag, and that's just great. You can have the Moby. I'm having the bag for my die. It's like super soft.
That's freaking awesome.
It's like Will doesn't. Will doesn't really listen to me because I told him what to do with that dice. So you take them all right, and you line them up in front of the microwave. Then you randomly pick one of them, put it in the microwave, and turn it on.
Oh,
so then you let all the dice watch what happens when you're a bad die, and then they all become better. It's amazing.
I don't know if that's necessarily true because I know some dice are just born evil.
This is very true.
Then you give it to your DM and be like, here's a gift.
Like, you need to borrow a D20 here, take that one. Just roll once. Sure enough, one time. 20. It's like, God.
Man, my DM has it.
That's the problem.
My DM, who's now Will, has a die that only rolls 20s when one of my specific characters went to take control mentally of something. So and that's all he did. He'd be like, hey, look, there's a huge green dragon. Oh, I'm going to take control of that dragon. 20. Oh, I'm going to take control of the rock. 20.
The beautiful thing is Stubby bought this to me. He's also like I'm the DM of that group of our group. Like so, it's you and Stubby, and he gave me this die, and now everybody hates the fact that he gave me this die. And it's rolling.
Is that the one that like links when?
No, it doesn't. It's just unless you do that. Unless you go. Oh wait, hold on. Unless you go like this, you go. No, it failed. That was a visual gag for anybody who's listening to the audio, which is pretty much everybody.
Right. It's a visual gag that visually didn't work visually.
but you have helmet failed?
They can't see it.
I'm the voice of honesty and truth for our audience. So I have
Are we
to
putting the videos up afterwards, like on YouTube, or
We should probably.
we should?
Yeah.
I was asking about that before Adam invited me on. I was like, oh, let me see what you guys have talked about so I don't repeat a topic. And he's like, oh, we don't put them up. Well, do you have the podcast anywhere that I can listen to? We don't put it up.
No, we will.
Then what's the freaking point of having a podcast?
because we just want to talk.
Well, they
I
don't
get it's a beta, but there's cheaper ways to have a conversation with
you know what? If we ever have like a show of quotes, that's got a quote right there. That is like the line. That's the line.
Yes, that is good.
All right. So we always have the guest kick off. The guest kick off with.
Yeah, it's a good kick off.
I say yeah. And for those who don't know, Duke is a co-host over at Monk Meditation, another great D20 crit show. A good friend of mine. I actually met him at PAX last year. And,
I've never heard of that show. What is Monk Meditation about? Is it about Buddhism?
Yeah.
No, it is about the complete opposite of Buddhism. It is about an awesome monk in World of Warcraft.
Oh, that's it.
If you want to know anything about monks in the World of Warcraft, head over to monkmeditation.com. And there's my plug.
Good plug.
What's your cool thing?
That was an excellent plug.
My cool thing
is Monk Meditation.
No. No. And I'm not going to talk about Elite Dangerous. That's what everyone's expecting. No. What I want to bring to the table is news that we got last week that Ghostbusters is going to become a cinematic universe.
Yes.
And I think that's the dumbest idea I've heard in a long time.
Yes.
I'll drink to that.
Yes.
All right. So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you approve of at least one of the remakes that they're doing?
Here's my problem. I have no issue with the all-female cast. None whatsoever. Until I heard who the cast was.
I'm exactly yes.
That's fine. Do an all-female cast. I don't care. I just want to watch a funny movie for about 110 minutes and come out going, well, that was a waste of $37.50. How much it costs to take your wife to the freaking movie, and that's on a matinee on Tuesday.
This is true.
But then it's like the cast, okay. Who was the first one that they cast? Kristen Wiig. She's kind of funny. I like her in other things. No problem. The other two, I've never heard of, but that's fine. I don't really watch Saturday Night Live. And then it's Melissa McCarthy. I'm just thinking,
I'm so freaking tired of Melissa McCarthy.
Has she made a good movie?
No.
That's my problem.
No, she has.
I get that Paul Feig has a love affair with the cast of Bridesmaids because it was the movie that made him a director of some power.
Right.
But get some better friends.
Yes. You don't need to continually go back to the well. There are some amazing talented.
The well was dry when he got there.
Yes. Nice drop in, by the way. Ariel, look at that.
Hey.
Like a professional show or something.
That is just between friends. I did it. We have a good time together.
So you know what my big problem was, right, with Melissa McCarthy? First off, I don't think she's that funny.
No, she's not. No.
And the rumors of people that could have played the same role as her, and I'll say that because people are going to say, I did air quotes, is what Rebel Wilson was like the other one they were going to say. And I would much prefer to see Rebel Wilson than Melissa McCarthy.
But the inherent problem in that is that in the casting, it's like, okay, we've got the tall brunette, we've got the blonde, we've got the black girl, now we need the fat white one. Why? Why are we checking these boxes off? Why aren't we just going to go get four funny people and be in a movie?
Why couldn't they just get like a tall fat one instead of the white fat one, you know?
Why does she have to be fat? I mean, that's a
valid point.
Why does she have, if she just happens to be fat, who cares? I mean, there's a couple of us portly guys on this show, so I'm not exactly saying that we need to get rid of fat people in Hollywood, but just find the four funniest women to get together and make a freaking movie. And then they go talk about, all right, now we're going to make the all-male version, as if they're like, oh, God, this might have backfired badly. We need to get some dicks in here. Can we curse on the show?
You just did.
Why not?
And the first one they go is Channing Tatum. Mrs. Magic himself.
Yeah, I'm mad about that.
God.
So what you're really saying is you don't want him to Channing all over your Tatum, is what you're saying.
I don't think I've ever enjoyed stroking his Tatum. So there's another cast. God bless you.
They're going to
Jump Street movies. Let me put that up front. I haven't seen the Jump Street movies. I heard they're good. But I went to go see the G.I. Joe movies, and God, that was an awful movie. I went to go see the second one, in which The Rock, standing on a beach, looks off into the horizon and sees the satellite explode over Paris and goes, good, got it. That's the end of the movie. Watch it.
They got it, though.
Didn't I hear that the Jump Street movies might be like teaming up with somebody's calling someone teaming up with Independent? No, not Independence Day. Men in Black.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I'm sorry, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like they're going to cross the universes or something? Like they exist in...
Why?
Because obviously the worst in the same universe.
Idea I have ever heard.
I mean, that sounds like Sony just desperate to try and jumpstart Men in Black because the last one was an utter, complete failure.
So the last one? No. The last one.
I mean, one of the most respectable corporations in the world, producing excellent content at all times. You know, not had to sell an entire division.
Real quick.
I pay money for this.
Wait, let me ask Real a question. Real, did you know? And you're gonna this is gonna drive me crazy. That they lose money in like all aspects except for the insurance company they own. Did you know that?
I didn't know that actually. It's funny because I believe I brought that up at one point.
or three times. But
anyway, if it wasn't for that insurance company, there would be no Sony.
I think the PlayStation division is finally a little more profitable than it has been for the past 10 years.
Meaning it actually has turned a profit for the first time in 10 years?
Exactly. It's like, oh God, that PlayStation 3 was an awful mistake. Let's make a better system that actually people want.
Well, a lot of that is they sold SOE. They had to get that out of the division because that there was losing so much money they had to just pull it out entirely. Let's go ahead and sell to somebody in Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they've had
you want it? You're free to cut it. EverQuest is still profitable, we think. It's only 16 years old today.
Is that
how crazy is that?
It's the nuttiest thing in the world. The fact that they're. I mean, granted, Adam and I, we have the Monk Meditation podcast, which is about World of Warcraft, and it's 10 years old.
Right.
But I'm like, I remember when EverQuest came out. God, I'm old.
I
remember when you came out.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm enjoying. Wait a minute. There's an opportunity here. So I know it's rude to ask how old the guest is, but Adam, how old are you again?
I think I'm 17.
Yeah,
30. I just turned 30. I'll be 31 soon.
What year were you born in is the question.
I thought you said how old was I?
I know, but there's more fun when we actually look at it.
1984.
Oh,
God.
My baby brother was born the same year.
My baby sister was born the same year. And she is incredibly immature. Like
my wife was the
person I've ever known.
My wife was born right around then.
She was born in 82. Like I'm terrible.
So was mine, actually.
Oh, really? Hey! Trick to that.
On Thursday. The 5th. I played the 5th. That's what I plead the 5th on the wife question.
Good.
I'm going to plead the 5th on that one as well. I'm not going to repeat anything about my wife.
For the record, I will turn 29 this year.
You what?
Okay.
You turn 29?
39.
Oh, you're going to turn 29. Okay, yeah. So you're the same age basically as me and Vince. Like you're upper 30s.
So
yep.
The best part is I can remember my wife's actual birthday very easily.
Yeah,
because it's Star Wars Day.
There you go. So she's
No. There are two definitions of Star Wars Day. Is it May the 4th or is it May 15th?
May the 4th be with you.
Okay. Because some people will argue tooth and nail is May 15th because that's when it originally, that was the first. May the
25th be with you.
Yes, it doesn't work. No, see, May the 4th.
Although I'd like it to be the day before my birthday, but whatever.
Is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're plugging?
We're plugging.
We're plugging kid's birthday.
Mine is on Thursday. My wife's is on Thursday.
Get your Amazon gift list now.
Hey, we should do that. You know what? We should have a
Send me the X-Files.
We should do that. Yeah, it's really fun. My birthday is actually my birthday is Easter this year.
Oh, like actually on Easter?
Yeah, it's April 5th. Yeah.
Okay. So take yours. It's the day before, and that's my wife's birthday. 4/4.
Nice.
Mine.
Then you add 15, and it's my daughter's birthday. That's weird. You can just add numbers and become somebody else's birthday.
Yeah, it's funny how that works, right? Unfortunately, nobody really famous was born on my birthday. Like nobody even knew.
Prince Charles was born on my birthday.
Famous birthday.
Prince Charles.
John Wayne. I should have been a Western movie star with the last name like Eastwood and the birthday of John Wayne.
Are you serious?
If only his first name was Marion. John Wayne's first name was Marion.
No. I know.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if you got that.
Yeah.
For Roy Williams, that is nothing to brag about. Somebody named Juicy J was born on
that happy song. What's wrong with that happy song?
Happy is great for the 45 seconds that it plays in Despicable Me. Outside of that, it should not exist, and it should be wiped from the memories of everyone. Because there are exactly 11 words in that song, and it just gets repeated for 3.5 minutes.
I'm fine with that. When I was in high school, I was listening to Metallica. They used to have 7.5-minute guitar solos followed by 30 seconds of darkness, and then right back to the guitar solo.
Yes, but at least Kirk could play. For Roy Williams can't really play any instruments. I mean, like there's no solo there. At least Kirk had to shred, dude.
Guys,
I don't really play music anymore.
My birthday is really popular for like some pretty good people.
You have Heck was born on my birthday. There's a good one.
Hey, listen to this list of people. Listen. Lenny Kravitz.
Okay.
Helena Bonham Carter. Lauryn Hill. Hank Williams Jr. Like a lot of like music people. I should have been a music person, I guess. Or a Western star. Miles Davis.
Frank Ocean.
Wow. Anyways.
Frank Ocean? That's a good one.
Yeah.
What's his name? The guy from Star Wars. Peter Cushing. He played the
Admiral.
The guy. Admiral.
I win. Christopher Reed, a.k.a. Kid from Kid and Play, was born on there. I win.
I don't know, man. I've got the 11th Dalai Lama on mine.
How is going down this rabbit hole?
I've got Mitch Pileggi.
Oh, you got Mitch Pileggi.
That's pretty good.
Wait.
Don't even.
Oh, snap.
I
found it.
Don't even.
Tim Cook.
Tim Cook. Oh, well, see. Never mind. You just lost one.
Oh, he was in X-Files. That makes sense that I wouldn't know that.
I'm not touching that one. I'm not touching this one. I'm so mad at you right now. The words cannot express how mad I am. This is not
even Mac ran out loud.
Well, anybody who is an American football, and I specify American as in not real football fan, Pop Warner was born on April 5th. So everybody should know who Pop Warner is.
Audio is double. Audio is coming out as double.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure. But Homebrew just said the audio is double. Good job.
Keep to yourself. No, just kidding.
The audio is double. Okay, so I will attempt to fix this. Find out.
Did you went with My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic?
That's awesome. You told me to. Hold on.
Listen to me. By the way, that that image there, Adam? Is that real?
What
That you posted in the chat? Is are you just trolling us, or is that actually a thing?
It's an image that I found.
It hurts.
It's a legit image that I found. I don't know if it's like a production image or anything. It's probably someone else's put together stuff.
Right. So, how about them Ghostbusters?
Yeah. we rabbit hole a lot.
I think we're all in agreement. This is a horrible idea.
Awful. Terrible.
Please,
Yeah.
Just go back to. I mean, try and find an original freaking movie. There's a reason why last year's big movie was Guardians of the Galaxy, because it was something no one had done in a long ass time.
And also
Not
because
since Star
it was
Wars.
freaking awesome.
But it was good because it was new and fresh and actually fun.
No,
Like
yeah.
actual
freaking awesome.
fun.
Yes. And it starred, well, not starred. She was at least in it. One of my laminated list of 5 members, Karen Gillan.
Laminated list of
I knew you like that. I knew you'd like that.
You know what? You know what we need to do? When we
need to have a laminated
Heather
list of
on,
5 for
we'll do a
spouses.
laminated. No, we should do that.
Oh, we'll have to with Heather.
Oh, with Heather.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a good one.
That makes me super happy right now. Okay.
I have a weird feeling that we're all going to have at least one person the same on our list. I don't know why.
Probably.
Oh, the laminated list of 5. This is awesome. This is good.
So, are we done just being pissed off about Ghostbusters?
I think we've run. I think that well has gone as dry as Melissa McCarthy's career.
The only
Does she
the only
have a
good
career?
thing-
Can you call that a career?
She does. Look,
Because of
she's
Mike and
made
Molly.
multiple movies and has actually gotten paid for them. That's the definition of a
And-
career.
and
People keep
she has
hiring
that TV
her.
show.
Okay.
The TV show that just keeps going on and on and on and on and on.
She's a TV show?
Yeah, Mike and Molly.
I never heard of that. What's that on?
Exactly.
It's been on for seasons. Like
What network?
CBS.
Yeah.
That's why.
No,
one's-
that doesn't count. That's not a network.
It started in 2010.
Listen, that's the network that okayed the Bryan Adams version of a Star Trek intro song. Okay, so that network does not exist.
And really the whole point of the show is 2 people. I think they're in Chicago. 2
Aren't they like
large,
siblings?
No. They're 2 large people that met each other and fell in love because they're both large individuals. Like literally that's the point of the show.
Oh,
Isn't there a show about that already? Isn't that called Big Love? Isn't that?
No.
Big Love was something completely different.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Completely different. A couple meets at an Overeaters Anonymous meeting. They even met in a.
Are you
I'm
kidding
gonna
me?
say it. I'm fat in a fat person meeting.
That's what I just said. It's the Fatties Found Love show.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
Brought to you
awesome.
by the same network that misunderstands geek.
It's been a long time getting from here to there. Sorry,
Oh God.
I have resentment.
And that's Rod Stewart, by the way, not Bryan Adams.
Yeah, that could go Rod Stewart. You're right. Yeah, you could go Rod Stewart with that.
Well, no, it was his song, I think.
Did he write it?
No, I think so.
Oh my gosh,
I
dude!
think
If he wrote
it's
that
like
song,
a cover of a Rod Stewart song.
I'm literally going. No, I'm not. I was gonna say I was literally gonna shit myself if that's a Rod Stewart song. I hate Rod Stewart so much.
This
Wow.
explains
What's that show called?
everything. Yeah, Faith of the Heart by Rod Stewart.
Was that a cover of Faith of the Heart?
Yes.
Wow.
All right, CBS is dead to me. I mean, they already were, but they're really dead to me now.
They will never be as dead as Fox.
Let's see. Written
Never.
by Diane Warren and originally performed by Rod Stewart for the 1998 film Patch Adams.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, granted, we're talking about the same show that in the 4th season brought on a new producer, and the guy's like, you know, this is a Star Trek show. We could like talk about Star Trek stuff. It's the first 3 seasons. It's like, well, I don't know. Let's have an invasion of Earth. No one's ever talked about ever in the history of the TV show.
It was a
That show
dark
had
time.
such promise. It had such
They didn't wanna talk
promise,
about
though. It had such promise. That's the problem. It had such promise.
The problem is they were coming off the awful success of Voyager.
You know,
I didn't mind
like Voyager.
I actually like
watched
Voyager.
Okay.
Voyager when I was out on paternity leave.
What?
The Voyager has a special.
Why was everybody
Did you say
quiet when I said
maternity leave?
paternity?
He said,
Oh, definitely didn't hear the P. I thought you
I
said
didn't hear the P
maternity.
either. There was no P.
Because
I was like, is there something you need to tell us, Adam?
no, when I was on paternity leave, I took about a month off when my daughter was born.
Oh, good for
That's
you.
good. Good
And-
man. Good man.
Jealous.
And I just binged it. And
Shouldn't you have been
at
spending
night
time with your daughter?
I was.
You're holding
was-
your daughter watching Voyager.
She pretty much slept on me for the first like
That's
4 or
good.
5 months of her life.
That's adorable.
So I
That's
sleep
awesome.
weird
We did
hours,
not
so
have
I was
that,
watching Voyager.
Yeah.
We did not have that situation with ours.
Props.
Sleep was an issue.
Well, I'm gonna say,
understand. Here's my issue with Voyager. And understand, I live in South Florida. I am Cuban. I am surrounded by other minorities. And all of my friends went to watch the show and said, "Oh my God, it's the USS Minority." Because the only white male is an ex-con and drives the ship. No.
That's so true.
No.
That's so
yeah, but
true.
isn't that what Star Wars is all about?
Yeah, but it's Star Wars. It's weird people with arms.
I mean,
coming out
Star
of their
Trek.
forehead.
Sorry, Star Trek. Sorry. Oh, I said the wrong word. Someone's gonna
easy.
kill me.
I'm not.
Star
I'm
Trek.
not even. I'm not even. I'm feeling like
Easy.
someone's trolling me right now.
All right, so let's check out the progression. In the original Star Trek, you had one alien and you had other mixed races. And at the time, it was kind of cool because you never saw these people on TV except going, "Yes, ma'am," you know.
Right.
Then you go on to the next generation, and the next generation hires a bunch of people, with the exception of one, who are generally good actors.
I
It's
wanna know
up
who
to
your
the
one
audience
is.
to figure out the one.
I want to know who,
yeah,
who,
I was about to
who
say
your one is. I'm thinking.
Well, let's just say it took 6 years to get her out of her pom-pom outfit.
Okay, I was going to say, did this person ever say anything about my body?
Yes, that would be her.
I should
She
feel
got
different
better
about the
towards
changes in
the
my body.
end, but those first 3 years was painful.
When she tried to stop faking the Armenian / Italian / French /
F it, I'm
pseudo
just, fuck how I
Tennessee
sound.
accent.
And it's funny because I've seen her talk. She is an awesome, amazing woman.
Yeah.
I went to MegaCon about two years ago where they had the big TNG revival. And you had all the stars there on stage, including Will Wheaton. And she was hilarious. Halfway through, my wife turns to me and goes, why wasn't Troy this funny on the show?
Yeah.
She was
And
a-
apparently it was her decision to make that stupid accent.
Oh, there were a lot of decisions made.
Well, yeah, okay.
a lot of decisions regretted.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
So then they
still-
go to DS9, and DS9 has the Black Commander, which was cool because, in my opinion, he was the one who got shit done.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at all, yes, Picard has a special place in everyone's heart because he came out, and I remember my mother saying, "Oh my God, he looks like a captain,"
Yes. And he said
But-
things like, Wesley!
and he
Get
didn't
off
beam
the
down
effing
every
bridge.
single time that there was a planet full of women.
Gee, all right. Halt.
Number one.
Make it so.
number
Number one, no. I'll
Number
take
one, straddle the back of that chair. Enter the room
And then-
sideways.
And
number
then
one.
you got Voyager, which was pretty much like, okay, we're not going to hire any white people. Why? What did we do wrong?
Except Janeway.
Sh-
Commander
Janeway.
Chipotle, please come back to my ready room.
No, I
that-
did not. I didn't enjoy Voyager, and Enterprise was like, okay, I hope they don't do a TV show for a while. But then after Star Trek Into Darkness, I'm like, when are they going to do a TV show again?
Do a TV show.
No,
yeah,
so
exactly.
you mean Star Trek Into Darkness?
Star Trek
There
into-
is no punctuation.
Yeah, it's Star Trek Into Darkness.
Star Trek Into Darkness. Yeah.
You put the wrong emphasis
Like
on the
cola.
syllable. What's that?
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Ma'am, it doesn't show sign.
I'm pondering getting voice attack just so that in Elite Dangerous, when I want to do jump, it's like, okay, charge the warp drives.
Make it so.
Warp drives charged.
Make it so.
Engage.
Is it weird that I just noticed now that it's Star Trek Into Darkness, not Star Trek?
Not Star Trek : Into Darkness.
When it came out, everyone's like, oh, surely the typographer screwed up. No, we intended it. Well, surely somebody screwed up somewhere.
Just like the Batman law movie coming out with Batman v Superman, because it's going to be a law drama. There's no verses. It's V.
Right.
What movie?
Right. V.
What movie?
Okay. So I'm going to move on to my one because there's a connection, right? We've made once again we've made this thread, right? 1995 was when Voyager came out. Adam was still wearing diapers at the time.
Yes.
Wait, Voyager came out in 95?
Oh, God. Here we go. Right. So 95, Voyager came out. But
you were in, what, second grade?
11. Close.
Oh, Lord.
Third grade, I think.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
That hurts. That's so bad.
Okay.
All right. So, well, the rest of us were planning what we want to do in university.
Trying to figure out who stole the cheapest marijuana.
Right. There's that. Yeah. 1995. We saw Voyager come out, but we also saw the life and death of what I consider to be one of my all-time favorite sci-fi shows, and it was called Space Above and Beyond.
Yes.
Yes. And it was by the makers, the creators of the show were originally on X-Files.
Yes.
And it was Glenn Morgan and James Wan.
Mm-hmm.
And the concept of it was brilliant because it was dark and it was gritty. And when you watch the pilot episode, and the reason why I wanted to bring it up, last weekend, me and my lad, he's 9 years old, we had a boys' day. Like the girls went to a bachelor, not a bachelor, a baby shower thing. And so I said,
the same age I was when the show came out.
So that was a hat tip.
Hold on. 95 minus 84. Yeah, that's 9, right?
Yep.
This is true.
No, that's 11.
Oh.
Wow, never do math on air, I guess.
Never do math live. Never do math live.
No.
Well, the good news is that means I was in 5th grade, guys.
It was.
Oh, that's slightly better.
It was.
Yeah, it is.
It was truly an awesome show. And basically, it was set in 2063, I believe it was. And when you watch the pilot episode, if you miss the first 15 seconds, if you can skip the first 15 seconds, it feels like it's just slightly in the future. Because you don't see, there's nothing in outer space. The opening scene is that this planet is being colonized, and then it immediately gets attacked by something mysterious, and everybody dies. But if you skip that, it's set on Earth, and so you're seeing the space program that's going on, and they've got like a big shuttle that's it's getting ready to launch, and it looks very like just maybe what it would look like a shuttle launching 50 years down the line. It's a slightly more futuristic shuttle, and they're going off to try and colonize another planet, and they're all getting excited. But there's one little problem. There's these things called tanks, which are in human vitros. These guys, people are born in tanks, which is why they're called tanks, until the age of 18, and so they've got like a little belly button on the back of their neck, because that's where the umbilical cord would go in. That's the way.
That's how you could tell them apart. They did not have a belly button.
Yep, and they had a nipple net.
Whole thing in the back.
Yeah, and so now these were born to fight in the AI wars, which had taken place some 8 years or so prior. And the AIs were built by the humans, and they decided, someone programmed them with take a chance, and so the aliens then, Robot Uprising, started attacking the humans because they'd taken a chance, so they developed the in vitro program. The in vitros were kind of lazy, so they became the new racial, that became sort of the new racial inequality of the future. This is the minority, these are the people that we look down on, so we're able to sort of show that maybe we've progressed, thankfully, as a as a human race. Of that, we've now eliminated racism, but we've now got a new form of racism. It's classism.
But we created a new minority to be bastards.
Yeah, right. So we embrace people of all races, except the people that we created, right? But now this is sort of post the AI wars. The AI units, they basically flew off into outer space and did their own thing and what have you. And we've got these tanks, and we were introduced to a tank who's running around, and he's just particularly violent, and he's trying to get hung. He gets sent off to the army because he attacked a police car. And this young guy called Nathan, him and his girlfriend were going to go up in the space rocket program to go and colonize another planet. They get separated because, guess what? An in vitro comes along, and the politician wants to look good and says, nope, one of you has to stay behind. But maybe one of you could join the other one who has to stay behind. Why didn't you join the space program? Maybe you can get out there sometime in the future. And so he tries to sneak on board. He gets kicked out. It's all very dramatic. And we get to meet all the main characters. Anyway, they go to boot camp. And when they're at boot camp, it's all the typical kind of, ooh, what's in your face? Everyone's, right? And nobody gets on, and it's a great setup. It's great writing as everybody's sort of at each other's throats. And all of a sudden, we discover that there's an alien race out there who's destroying other people, the people colonizing other planets out there for us. And so we're introduced to what really the government has been working on that's in space. And all of a sudden, that little crappy NASA rocket that had been sent up, that's nothing compared to the frickin' space ships that we've got out there, and the mothership, and there's actually the USS Saratoga was the name of the big flight ship, and they got these pretty badass hammerheads. It's sweet. In fact, actually, look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will do this on a click. I'll play a clip. By going add screen capture, because that's what I can do. All right. If I do this, boom. And apply changes, go live. And so if I play this, we can start to see there's some clips of. Now you got to remember, this is 1990. This is 1995, so the graphics aren't like that great.
They hold up pretty well, though.
But they hold up pretty well.
The sun will rise, the Niners won't make the playoffs, and I'll lose my shirt at poker. That's negative. You know better.
This is Yellow Jacket. I got an angel on the LiDAR. Confirm?
Negative.
Roger that, negative. Just a toga at 5.8 MSKs.
Oh, sorry.
Shoot great! What happened?
I got no bandit missile or HUD! What the hell is going on?
Lock on to me.
She looks pretty good.
And there is what they called Chicky von Richthofen. He is the one you fear of the aliens, called Chigs.
We've heard talk about an alien craft.
And it's a great show. It's a really, really good show.
That's awesome. Is it streaming?
I don't know. But
no, it's only available on DVD through Netflix right now. I'd already looked it up.
Oh, did you get can I stream it?
I don't know. I just went to the Netflix website.
Oh, well, no, you gotta can I stream it?
Well,
Space Above and Beyond, right?
Yeah, you probably can. But it's just it's a fun show, and let's lose that. It's gritty, it's dark, it's one season.
1995. James Morrison.
Yeah, when you start to see who's in there,
wait,
you're like,
James Marsden's in that?
No, not James Morrison. James Morrison.
Oh, I thought you just said James Marsden. I'm pretty sure.
I said James Morrison.
Anyways,
looks like
my wife would have freaked out.
It is not streaming anywhere.
Nope.
Which doesn't surprise me. It's a one-season show by Fox that was actually pretty good.
And once again,
where have we heard that before?
Right? Why did it get not past the first show? It was
because it was on Fox.
It was on Fox. It didn't get any of the publicity that it needed.
Why anybody would ever go to Fox with any kind of idea for anything is just beyond me.
The cool thing about it was, like, if we'd had Kickstarter back in those days, we would see it continue because all of the casts were like, we want to make it for like 4 or 5 years after we're back on. And the end, I'm not going to spoil the end, but the ending is got to be one of the best finale endings Am I right, Duke? Like this is like one of the best.
Absolutely.
This is like one of the best cliffhanger endings of like holy crap, because it could go any way at this point, and it's a great way to end. There's no spoiler.
I mean, the writers knew that there was a really good chance they weren't going to get renewed, so they tried to give some closure to the series. So they came up with the absolute perfect way to end the main story you'd been following the whole way along, but then just make you sit there and go, "Oh, there better be a second."
There's gotta be. It's like, come on. Yeah. It's the way I hope. Like, if they're gonna end The Walking Dead, this is how you go out. Like with the show. Like this is a good way for a kind of show to go out. It's like this is
okay. Spoiler
they
now,
will
and
never
then tell
end
us.
The Walking Dead.
Spoiler and then tell you?
Yeah, give us a second. I want to know now. I don't care. I want to know how it ends.
No, because like he wants to watch it. He wants to watch it.
I'm gonna watch it.
It's only available on DVD.
I don't care. I will
before you
find
watch it.
I will track it down.
Well, here, ready?
Go
Do
find
this. And then he can tell me what's going on.
Fine.
All right, ready? Okay, so what happens? He will never know. Okay, so what happens? Okay, is you've got 5 main characters. Okay, and from the very pilot, the first episode, character number 1, he learns he doesn't have much of a scream, and like he gets yelled at by his training officer. Nobody can hear you scream in space, grunt. Right? Like he's like, you got to learn how to scream. His final scene, as he's grabbed hold of a gun, it's like boo, 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 like this, shooting at this chick coming in because he's trapped in essentially a tin can floating in space because all the rockets of that ship have gone. He takes out this chick ship coming in, and it smashes in to the ship container that he's in, and it blows apart, but sections of it floating off. And so there's a question: did he die? Did it get airlocked? And does it get pulled into the planet's orbit system? 2 more people who are in the front part of the ship get split out, and they crash into, essentially start spinning out of control. One of them unconscious, the other one is trying to call up for Mayday help. They go in, but the planet they're going to land on is the Chig home world, okay? That leaves 2 people who are left, okay?
Yep.
And the 2 people who are left, when one of them is laying on the bunk, okay, he's laying there and he looks up. For a split second, you see the one guy who died there, and it's for a split. It's for a flipping frame, and these weren't in the days when you could rewind the video VHS to look it up. And you're like, "Holy shit, did I see that?" And you're like, "No, I have to catch it on the repeat." Damn it, fuck! You're not gonna do a repeat, and it's like a nightmare. And then you're like, "Did I see them? Did I?" And they like messing with your head big time, and you don't know. So basically, you're left with, of all the people, and one of the other guys has lost an arm. And you're like, holy shit, like everybody is just dying left, right, and center. Like left, right, and center. But there is a hope that all of them could still be alive. You can go in and be like, there are theories. Like the guy who got shot, who was like who definitely got blown to pieces, most likely, he was like, I want to come back. Like, I am so on for season 2. And I was like, if he's on for it, then everyone's going to be like, yeah, it's freaking amazing. We're good, Vince.
Man, I do want to see it now. I'm like, oh. Man, I'm kind of excited to watch it now.
Do it. It was a phenomenal show, not only for the era, but it actually holds up. It did a lot of stuff that BSG did better.
I was going to say that.
But it did it first.
Yeah. That felt very BSG-like as we were watching it.
Absolutely.
The peanut butter. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
That's a stupid inside joke.
Okay.
That none of you guys are a part
with
of.
Who?
With my friend. Anytime.
Well, that's not okay. That's not allowed.
Guess what I just found? Every single episode of it.
Oh,
where?
Did you really?
Oh, did you?
Out in the darknet.
Can you send me a link to that completely legal source from which you just found the ability to watch that show?
If anybody's asking, he's linking him to where you can rent this from Netflix on DVD.
Yes, that's exactly right.
It's on DVD and Netflix. What did you guys think I was talking about?
Yeah, he just added it to his queue.
The queue where they send me DVDs whenever I want them.
They're sending it right now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's next on my list.
Incidentally, I do actually have the DVDs. Like I went out and I hunted down the DVDs. I'm like, I am going to get hold of these DVDs. This is something that I want to show to my kids because it is just such a good show. So yeah.
Speaking of hunting down DVDs, one last thing before Adam goes. I am on the lookout for the Canadian run of the original trilogy for Star Wars on DVD because it is the only digital format, with the exception of Laserdisc, that you can see the actual theatrical release of Star Wars. And it only was published in Canada. There was a 4,000 press run in Canada of the original theatrical release without Lucas screwing them up.
I think you might see that by the end of the year.
Two things.
You think?
2 things. Number 1.
If Disney can sell you 3 versions of a DVD, whereas they can only sell you 2, they're going to do 3.
2 things. 2 things. That reminds me of something that I've seen this week, which I need to mention. Then I'll talk. I'll loop into that. But before I lose the start Space Above and Beyond thing, and then we go to Adam. So Vince, when you're watching it, as you're an X-Files man, there is did you remember Toombs? I've referred to him at the beginning of this episode when we were talking about livers. He was the guy who would stretch through chasing Scully. He was in 2 episodes, and he would eat livers.
I actually never watched X-Files.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, he makes a fantastic cameo and ends up being a repeat cameo as being one of the AIs in this. But the second cameo is David Duchovny comes on. Because these guys wrote for the X. And David Duchovny is just nails it. Anyway, the second thing I was going to mention, which then relates to what you're saying, Star Wars. I saw a scene of Star Wars that I'd never seen before this week, which was from Return of the Jedi, when Luke is actually adjusting his lightsaber, and it fits in between. It's just before the scene where R2-D2 and C-3PO head to Jabba's palace, and Luke has got his hood on. And that's when you first see the green lightsaber. He's like tweaking and twisting, and all of a sudden, it comes out. And it is a scene that I saw, and it's on YouTube. And I'll see if I can dig it out. Yeah,
interesting.
And the great thing about the clip is that it shows the before and after scenes, so you know exactly where it fits. It's a few seconds, but this is the cool thing about it, right? In a new Star Wars book that stop me if I'm going to tread on anyone's toes. You're not talking about Star Wars, are you, Adam? Okay, fine.
Nope.
Okay, in a book that's coming out this month. You know, remember the Star Wars thing? You had like the new lightsaber with the cross, like the extra bits, the cross guard.
Yes, right.
So there's a book that explains where that cross guard fits into it. Okay, and then this video this deleted scene turns up. Okay, as where Luke is trying to figure out what actually, of him building his lightsaber, and all of a sudden pieces start to fall into place. That actually this is part of the intentional mechanic of all lightsabers, because you use the Force to align the crystals, and if all of the crystals are properly aligned, you will get that crossguard. Yeah, right? And you're like, hold damn, this fits in perfectly. Yeah.
I love this idea that there are Star Wars people trying to figure out how does it work.
They don't have a high enough count.
We're not talking about a science fiction show. We're talking about science fantasy. The plot of the first movie is the old knight and the young squire with the thief with the heart of gold and his faithful companion go rescue a princess from the evil wizard's castle.
Wait, you're describing Dungeons and Dragons with Jeremy Irons.
No.
No.
That's not Dungeons and Dragons. It's
the fact that
Aragon.
You know that.
Aragon with Jeremy Irons. That's what it is.
Oh God, Aragon.
There's even the scene where the dragon flies.
I love Jeremy Irons. In the what?
I love
We've already had this conversation. So I'm going to cut in.
Yeah, you cut in.
So, first thing I read when you mentioned Space Above and Beyond is Space Above and Beyond is a short-lived mid-90s American science fiction show on the Fox network.
You're going to say.
And it's funny because I'm going to be talking about another Fox short-lived sci-fi in a way. So
I really hope you're about to say what I think you're going to say.
Alan Tudyk is putting together an Indiegogo called Con Man. And why is it called Con Man? Because Convention Man doesn't sound as cool, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So, anyways, this thing, it's got me hyped up. I'm excited.
Oh, my gosh.
It's literally printing
so
money.
geeked out for this.
Yeah.
Literally printing
money. Yes.
So, they're at 1.981 million.
Gigabytes?
And how much did they ask for?
They only were asking for 425,000.
Right.
So they're almost 5 times what they wanted. They're literally, it's supposed to be like a 12 episode show, I think, overall, and they're already
they
unlocked
keep adding. That's the thing.
More
like,
episodes.
The stretch goals are like, okay, we'll add another one. Guess we're adding another one. Guess we're adding another one.
Mm-hmm. Well, they started off. They were like, oh, we'll do 3. And then if they get the full 2 million is their top one, that's when they're going to actually unlock DVD, Blu-ray perk and have all the episodes. But it's pretty awesome. I'm very excited.
Freaking amazing.
And
did you see the little clip they had of him in the airport?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh my God, this was great because you could just imagine this happening to the poor guy for real.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he says it right from the front. These are stories that I know these happened, and it's like, are you? What's his name? It's like, okay, magazine under the stall. It's like I'm like trying to use the restroom here. I don't even have a pen.
So
the guy is prepared.
Yeah, it's so awesome because the funny thing is it's about a failed TV show that only went for one season named Spectrum, and it follows the captain of the show, who is and the pilot. The pilot and the captain. Sorry, both. One has gone on to be super famous in Hollywood and pretty much all around awesome, and the other has gone on to do bit parts in TV shows, and. All I can think about is how awesome would it be if everyone's like, "Oh my God, this is cool," and then all of a sudden, Alan Tudyk is the one who plays the captain. That's what I want.
That would be awesome. I would love that.
And Nathan Fillion plays the guy who.
Great. You have to have Nathan Fillion play
the captain,
the super mega rich captain who has a wonderful career. Because if I don't get my Nathan Fillion smarm, I'm withdrawing my money.
Come on, he's going to be smarmy no matter what.
Yeah,
that's what I paid for.
I mean, everyone knows Nathan Fillion would be the captain, but how funny would it be if they just all of a sudden said, you know what, Alan Tudyk, you're going to play the captain because everybody's expecting it to be the other way around. I mean, if you go and you watch the Indiegogo campaign, right, you have. Nathan Fillion's rubbing his shoulders, and,
just oddly rubbing his shoulder. Yeah.
And then
it's
he goes,
awkward too.
He goes, awesome. Actually, we have to go find actors. And he goes, he finds Seth Green, James Gunn, Gina Torres, and Felicia Day.
You know that what's his name?
Jewel State, Adam Baldwin.
No, Patton Oswalt is going to force himself into this movie, into this thing. There is no way Patton Oswalt is allowing this to happen.
Right.
Without him being involved in some way.
Oh man, I just it's so crazy. If I had right now $25,000 and I could do anything with it, I would give this to them. Okay, so $25,000, you become the mogul, right? So it's come celebrate Nathan and Alan's belated birthdays. We'll fly you and a friend from outside, and a friend, and put you up. So you can spend time at a fun park with Nathan Allen, choosing to celebrate their birthday. There will be cake. There will be laughter. There will be tears of joy. There will be so many selfies. You also get 2 of everything from the showrunner level. The time and date will be decided so it fits everyone. $25,000, and I get to take me and my wife, and we go hang out with Alan Tudyk and Nathan Fillion. And you have to realize, for me, Alan Tudyk is my favorite character in that show. He always was.
Absolutely.
Wash was the man.
The only reason there weren't any sequels is because there weren't going to be any Wash.
Right.
And if that's a spoiler, I'm sorry, but you are way behind on the internet.
Yeah. Oh, man. But it's just he's playing with the
Has it been 10 years already?
Dude, it's been a long time.
The show was 10 years ago. The movie
the show was 14 years ago.
No, the show was 14 years ago. The movie was 10 years ago.
It was 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, the movie was 2005.
Oh my gosh, it's been 10 years.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's
it hurts.
And the whole concept is awesome. He's in the thing they're talking about how that there was a bodyguard who did something crazy and all these things.
Insecurity guard.
Insecurity guard. That's what it was. Oh man.
He was obsessed with how everyone he was obsessed with how everyone looked, how he looked to everyone else. Mm-hmm. So apparently the nickname he got was the Insecurity Guard.
Yep. Oh,
Insecurity Guard.
And they have little trading cards if you at the backer levels. Man, I'm just I can't wait. I'm maybe they'll make Spectrum as a real TV show. Oh man,
It's like asking for actual episodes of what was the show in Galaxy Quest?
In Galaxy Quest.
Oh gosh. Oh yes. It wasn't called Galaxy Quest. What was the show called?
I think it might have been called Galaxy Quest.
Was it?
Yeah, that was the name of the show. It had
was
to have been.
the show
I think it was.
in the movie Galaxy? Hold on, Galaxy.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, Galaxy Quest.
Was it Galaxy Quest? It was called Galaxy Quest?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
It was called Galaxy Quest. The ship was the
Okay.
Protector.
Yeah.
The Protector, yes.
It's like
But yes.
wanting actual episodes of the Galaxy Quest TV show. It's like, no. Granted,
Yeah, but
they have the greatest perk on the DVD if you have that DVD. How many people here have the Galaxy Quest DVD?
I do not.
There is
What's
an
that?
entire language track in the language of the aliens.
No.
Oh wow.
All you hear,
Nice.
it's 110 minutes of.
That's awesome.
Wait, have you listened to the whole thing?
Yes.
Oh my god, that is even
Did
better.
you use subtitles?
Yes.
Wait a second.
I don't speak that goddamn language.
When was it?
Not yet.
Listen to the whole thing, and I will tell you, they did a damn good job of making it sound like it was an actual translation.
Really?
All right, Duke, I'm going to ask you this. Did you happen to notice who one of the aliens was? He's only on screen for like 7 seconds at most.
Wait, there's a lot of people who played aliens.
It was
One of
someone
them was
famous,
Ted
though.
from
No, no.
Scrubs.
Okay, keep going.
Another one was Rainn Wilson.
Okay, good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
okay, yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I was
yeah.
going for.
Another one
Bears
was,
beats Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
yes, he's the one in the limo who's telling them the history.
That's exactly right. Yes.
I
So,
know. I got my Galaxy Quest down. I've seen that movie way too many times to be proud of.
but here's the thing. I wouldn't want Galaxy Quest as much as I'd want Spectrum.
Yeah, I
it
can
doesn't
agree.
have Nathan
doesn't
Fillion
have-
and Alan Tudyk. What, you know, it just
That's it.
I just I don't know. Goodbye, my friends.
Oh, the laughing is so good.
Sorry.
The laughing is so good.
I just remembered my favorite part about the little like Indiegogo campaign video is right at the beginning when he goes, "Hi, I'm Alan Tudyk. I'm a writer, a director, a below-average carpenter." I'm like,
Yes.
I'm like that is why you're the
Yes.
man.
Yes, that is why you are forever loved.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so,
Sandwich artist, according
So,
to
yeah.
Comic-Con.
so,
Yes.
Alan or Nathan? Like, who is your number one? Alan
Nathan.
or Nathan?
Alan Tudyk.
Oh,
No, I
you can't make me choose. You can't make me. It's not okay.
The only way Nathan
I don't like myself for choosing Nathan, but the answer is Nathan.
Nathan Fillion would
That's
be
not
my
okay.
number one if he went on and actually played Green Lantern instead of Ryan Reynolds. If he forced himself into that role and
No.
saved Green Lantern, I would have been better off.
He
would
technically
not,
did.
He is not. He is
He
not.
technically
Green
did.
Lantern.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did. He did the voice in the animated stuff.
Yeah, and then he's
He was excellent in the voice, but if you saw him in an actual Green Lantern suit, you would wonder what the hell happened to this movie.
Well, he has
He's
put on
Captain
quite a bit of
Hammer.
castle weight. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but it's Hollywood. They can get that weight off of him pretty quick.
All right, here's a question: who would you rather hang out at a bar with?
Alan Tudyk. I mean,
I think I might go Alan Tudyk. Really? Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
All right, hold on. Alan
both
Tudyk
look
would
great.
be really funny, but he's the guy that sits in a booth, orders the occasional beer, and you just have a nice, funny conversation for
You have a
about an hour and a
fantastic
half.
conversation. Right.
Nathan Fillion is the
what's wrong
guy who
with
gets
that?
the entire bar drunk and singing.
You know what? Nathan Fillion is the guy that you wake up the next day with in a dumpster in Newark. So you might have to go Nathan Fillion.
Oh God, I know someone who has a very close story.
Who woke up in a dumpster in Newark?
I give
No,
you.
they woke up in an
Yes.
alley in South
Nice.
Beach with their pants down around their ankles, their wallet missing, and their butt hurt.
Oh, that's not good. It was okay until that
No.
last part.
No.
It was until the last part.
But here's the thing. I like hanging out at a bar for an hour and a half, 2 hours, relaxing and not winding up in Newark.
That picture is amazing.
That picture is fantastic.
Have you seen where that's from? Did you see that video?
No, I have not seen that.
Oh my goodness me! Oh,
you
let me
have
check
to
it.
watch
Yeah,
that
yeah,
video.
Okay, yeah, here we go. I'll send you the link.
The coolest thing is you actually have Adam Baldwin, who's done the voice of Superman.
Yes.
In some of those, and you have Mr. Nathan Fillion as
Although,
well.
unfortunately, Adam Baldwin has become kind of a jerk.
He has. This is very true.
He is a giant troll, unfortunately, which sucks because he was the man they call Jane, the hero of Canton.
Right.
But he's really an ass.
He really is. And it's really true.
In all ways, you have to separate the artist from the art.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I agree with that.
You have to.
No, I do. I agree.
They
with that.
have to have as much. They can be just as much of an asshole in their private life, but if they're still putting out stuff that I like, I'm gonna watch them.
So, are you a supporter of this whole change that Justin Bieber's doing then?
Wait, what?
I hope it's trying to go back to Canada, never coming back.
He's actually okay. Here's the thing, right?
What's the change? I'm not aware of a change.
He is attempting to. I don't know if he's actually got smart or he's just hired a PR team. But he's a PR team.
Yeah.
You know, it's a PR. I know, like, okay, did you not hear that? Apparently, my European lilts didn't disguise.
Too dry.
So,
too much English dry.
Yeah, that's what it is. But he is working very hard to re-image himself. And he's actually done a couple of, I'm not going to lie, he's done a couple of things that's very smart to do it. For example, okay, yes, we all dislike the likes of those music people who come over from Canada.
The Biebs.
The Biebs and the Carly Rae Jepsons, okay, right? But last week, Carly Rae Jepsen released a video with her and Tom Hanks. And it was actually Tom Hanks wanted to be in it. Tom Hanks said, I want to be in your video. And he lip-sync her song. And he lip-sync it badly, so much that it is freaking hilarious. That she went up. She went up like 3 points in my book. Like, she went up 3 points. I'm like, smart move. At the very end, Justin Bieber is in there dancing around. You're like, okay, so if you want to, this is marketing at its best. If you want to kind of start to show that you're getting yourself back on track, be in a video with Tom Hanks.
I hate that you're making me like them.
I know! I feel the same way!
I hate that you're making me like them.
No,
I'm gonna say this.
Even Tom Hanks cannot make me like Justin Bieber.
I'm going to say this real quick, right?
It's the start. It's the start of it, man. Like,
but he's still okay. I said that you have to separate the artist from the art, but if the art is just shit, I'm not going to like the artist
to begin with.
Yeah, there's nothing there to like.
Baby, baby, oh, baby,
put yourselves
baby,
in your
no.
your mid-20s, I guess. Late,
which is you.
Yeah, what's it like? Adam, remind us.
Yes, remind us what that's like.
No, that's what I'm saying. You guys were like what, 20 in the late 90s or early 2000s, somewhere in the 20s.
Yeah.
Right. So put yourself.
I'll take it.
However,
I was, but yeah.
So put yourself in those shoes, right? Think about back then, and someone comes up to you and they go, one day, that douchey kid from NSYNC is gonna be hilarious in a Saturday Night Live show. What would you have said? And everyone's gonna like him too.
That's a valid point.
That kid with the white Jerry curl is gonna be really funny on Saturday Night Live.
He's gonna be funny on Saturday Night Live, and not only that, that's gonna prepare you
multiple times on Saturday.
And he's actually gonna be a really good dramatic actor.
Yeah.
Like really good dramatic actor.
Yeah, valid point.
All right, so let me know when Justin Bieber is a good dramatic actor, and then I will change my tune. But until then,
wait, have you never watched any of his acceptance speeches at the Grammys or anything?
No,
I haven't watched anything with him. But eventually, someone's gonna say, "Hey, go watch this."
Featuring Justin B. Click.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's see what's on the dry paint channel.
And seriously though, for a good lull, like, because this is what I like about Tom Hanks, right? Tom Hanks knows how to. He just doesn't care. Like, you cannot diss on the guy, right? Like, he knows how to have a good time. He knows how to make everything cool. And when I found out that he was
he plays the frickin' banjo.
Right?
I mean, come on.
And he contacted Carly Rae Jepsen and said, "I want to be in your next video." Like, That's how. And when a guy, and when you see the lip syncing, it's the worst lip syncing. This is a guy who's got like an Oscar, right? Or I don't know, probably more than one. I can't remember. He's got at least one, right?
No, I think he's actually been pretty shafted by the Oscars.
Did he really?
He won.
No.
He won two Best Actor and a Wolf. He won Best Actor 2 times in a row.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Philadelphia and Forrest Gump.
and Forrest Gump.
So there you go. So two Best Actors, and this guy has the worst lip syncing, but it's beautiful because it's intentional. When you look at it, it's
intentionally bad,
and it's great
nice.
because it pisses off all the YouTube commenters, and it's like he was trolling them. And like that's how cool Tom Hanks is that like he just doesn't care. He's just
did it piss off PewDiePie? Because if it pissed off PewDiePie, I'm going to be really happy.
He's just being your bad lip syncing dad.
Yeah,
that's all he is.
See, that's awesome.
He's your bad lip syncing dad.
If you can seriously watch the video, like go watch the video. It's worth it. It's worth the 4 minutes of your life of just being of having a good laugh. Like
it's worth it for the lulz.
Yeah, for the lulz.
You look at the movies that he lost for, and you're like, how did he lose in those movies?
What did he lose for?
He lost in Castaway, which is weird.
Oh my God, really? Yeah. Well,
he lost in Saving Private Ryan.
Dang.
And then he lost in arguably one of my favorite movies of all time.
Which is?
Maybe top 5. Big.
Big was fantastic. I'll tell you right now, I have this isn't a confession about Big. This is actually kind of, I don't know, interesting / weird. I taught myself how to play Heart and Soul on the piano by watching Big about 38 times.
Really?
I literally taught myself how to watch it by watching Big over and over again. I pirated it off of HBO because we had a dual deck VCR at the time that had an input channel. So I pirated it off of HBO on VHS, and I rewound and rewatched that scene until I could play Heart and Soul both sides, both parts on the piano. And to this day, that's the only thing I know how to play on the piano is Heart and Soul because of Big. So every time there's a piano, I just start going. It's the only thing I know how to play. Thank you.
You're a giant nerd.
Yes. Geek.
Both.
Yeah.
No,
I wear both proudly.
Yeah.
For me, it's the reason why Big is such a one of my favorite movies is my uncle.
7 when it came out.
No, I was 5 when it came out. But
oh my God,
Tom Hanks looks like my uncle.
Really? Nice.
Yeah. And my uncle passed away when I was 16. And but if you watch Tom Hanks in Big, that's what my uncle was like. So it's very sentimental. It's like that he would be he's the uncle who would come over and whatever toys you had, he made them fun.
Nice.
So Big, that's why Big for me. And it's funny is I'm I didn't even realize it was up for an Oscar at that point because I was 5 years old.
Man alive.
Gosh almighty. Okay. Nice. So should I do my thing now?
Bring us home, buddy.
Bring us home.
All right.
What's funny is he was in Philadelphia. He won his Oscar.
This is true. And
nice.
Yes.
And moving right along.
I am a little bit of a fan of Philadelphia. Just a bit.
That's what I happen to live
in the greatest city in the world. What would I be? You mean
when did you move to the Boston area?
Yeah, bite my ass. If it wasn't for Philadelphia, you'd be paying taxes to the Queen right now. Thank you very much.
No, that's Boston.
No, that is definitely Philadelphia. Anyway, we can get an American Revolutionary.
I love the Philadelphia Tea Party. That's my favorite event
that was
in
great.
history.
Okay,
don't forget all the people running from Philadelphia to Concord.
Yeah, where was the Declaration of Independence drafted and signed?
Who went to war first?
Where was the Constitution?
Rhode Island.
Where was the Constitution written?
All the writing can be done there. All the
fighting
happened over here.
Where was the first?
That was 7-8 years after the war ended.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can do all your writing in Philadelphia. We're gonna fight over here on the East Coast.
Speaking of writing,
the real East Coast.
The real East Coast.
Speaking of Philadelphia,
this is my one cool thing. Now, I don't know. You guys have to look. I don't know. This may be something that is available in other cities. This was actually a free magazine. I picked this up at Whole Foods. I was actually looking for a different magazine. Whole Foods has a bunch of pretty cool magazines, free ones. One of them called Grid. Grid is also a Philadelphia. There you go, Philadelphia Brewing Company. Excellent. It's kind of funny you put that there, because this magazine is called Philly Beer Scene. Hold on, let me get it. Right there. It's an entire magazine about beer. Focuses on some local Philadelphia beers specifically, but also just beer in general. One article, which is very good, talks about the fact that too many American microbrews are obsessed with IPAs and need to stop, which I agree entirely.
Please.
Yes,
no, it
down
needs to
with
stop.
the IPA.
Exactly.
Yes.
This is fantastic. This is from what is the name of this? Funky Buddha Brewery. This is an ad. This is actually this is an exclusive to the Churchville Inn in Southampton, PA, which is about 10 minutes from my work. So I will be going there very soon because it's coming this spring. This is from Funky Buddha Brewery. You're gonna love this. Name of the beer. Morning Wood is the name of the beer. It is an imperial stout version of maple bacon coffee porter aged in whiskey barrels.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
Yes, it does.
That sounds really good.
That has my attention.
I'm going to be heading to the Churchville Inn in Southampton, PA this spring. I have already started following them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for release updates. They actually go into a pretty cool article, and I'm going to get to that article specifically. This is something I had not heard of before. And, actually, here's one from Tampa, Florida, travel. For this Florida town, spring training is more than just baseball. Oh, they're talking about a Tampa, Florida brewery. Tampa Beer Week. They're talking about Tampa Beer Week, which
at the Tampa Bay Brewery.
Yeah,
I've been there. It's fantastic.
Yeah, take a quick tour from the airport and head to Ybor City. Is that how you pronounce that?
Ybor.
Okay. Is that Russian?
Ybor City. I don't know.
I have no idea. Yes, anyway. But no, there's a really good article, and I have not heard this term, and I'm curious if any of you guys have, called gypsy brewing.
Gypsy brewing, no.
Is this a term you guys were familiar with? This is something, the article, they go into, there's actually 3 different things they talk about. They call it, there's gypsy brewing, contract brewing, and tenant brewing. And it's been kind of a controversial thing in American microbrews. And this is something I've never heard of, but one of the ones that they give an example of, and this is one that I love, as a gypsy contract brewer, is Evil Genius. I don't know if you guys have had any beers from Evil Genius Brewing Company. They have one that's called Purple Monkey Dishwasher, and it is a chocolate peanut butter porter. Yes, porter, chocolate peanut butter porter. It is absolutely phenomenal. Apparently, Evil Genius is what they call a contract. Hold on, the term. Yeah, contract brewer. They also mention High and Mighty Beer Company, whose beers are brewed for them, usually in one place. So basically, these are breweries. These are brewers that create the recipes. They work out the actual brew. They handle the marketing and whatnot, but they don't have a brew facility. So they contract with a brew facility to produce the brew for them. And some microbrews kind of get upset about it, saying like, oh, you guys aren't real microbrews because you're not making it yourself. So there's this whole brouhaha, no pun intended, about the legitimacy of these as actual microbrews. But these guys, I mean, there is a lot invested. They quote Will Shelton, who is this High and Mighty Beer Company, brewed by Paper City in Massachusetts. Is that something you're familiar with, Adam? Paper City in Massachusetts.
Something that would be out towards New York. I'm going to look it up real quick. So,
I mean,
no, not really.
He actually had to he took a $36,000 cash advance on his credit card.
Hollyoak.
Just to get this thing started.
Really?
But people give him a hard time about it, saying like he's not legit because he doesn't have his own facility. So the article is really interesting. They really go into different ways that these microbrews have evolved. And actually, this is a little piece of interesting trivia for you. Do you know what the only good thing Jimmy Carter ever did was in his entire presidency?
What?
The very last thing that Jimmy Carter signed into law as he was exiting the office of the presidency was he revoked the ban on home brewing in the United States that was put into place during Prohibition. So there was no such thing as microbrewers in the United States up until 1980. Up until 1980, there were exactly 6 breweries in the United States, 3 of which were Miller, Coors, and Budweiser, one of which was Yuengling, just outside, about 45 minutes from my house right here. I forget who the other 2 are. There are now more than 3,000 breweries in the United States, thanks to Jimmy Carter, who was probably a very nice guy, but let's face it, he was dumber than a bag of hammers.
Isn't he the only president never to be elected?
No. You're thinking about Ford.
Yes.
No, Jimmy Carter was the person who said, when I become president, I will basically blow the lid on the whole UFO conspiracy.
Yes.
And when that didn't happen, and then he was on, like, post-presidency, he was on, I don't know if it was like Carson.
One
of those, yeah, but it was like, that was the talk show.
Yeah.
One of the questions that he asked off the cuff, like, wasn't pre-agreed, which there always are in those shows, was,
Yes.
hey, you said that before your presidency, that you were going to, reveal it. I was president. You would have seen it. Why didn't you do it? What did you see? He shut down, and Men in Black walked him off. He couldn't say it.
Really?
Like, he clammed up, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get out. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's
that's wild.
Oh, it's,
I gotta find that.
It's really hard to find. If you can find it, it's one of those things that, like, that is not going out. Like, that happened live, and I actually bought the Carson tapes
to try to find it.
To try and find it, and I've not found it yet. But it's legit, and it's what happened, and it's like it all got super hushed up. So it's like, yeah, that is like the only one of the only things I know. Not the only, but it's one of the only things I know about Carter. Is that?
Wow, he's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He's 90 years old.
Yeah.
Good for him.
He was just trying to help his grandson get elected in Georgia.
Oh, yeah, like he's from Plains, Georgia. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And as a quick thing, like you said, Paper City, which is Holyoke, Mass. Yeah, that's out in the western part of Mass, which might as well be like just a whole nother state.
Oh, really? Okay.
Compared to Eastern Massachusetts, they're very different. It's like once you get over to there, it's like different breed. They're like the people that during the Revolutionary War probably just sat at home getting like, whoever wins.
Right.
That's that type of people.
It don't matter. We're gonna get screwed.
Yeah.
So you guys know Beer Advocate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Beer, yeah. There was actually a Beer Advocate editorial from 2012 that impugned gypsy and contract brewers. This one is about the owner of High Seas, Hugh Sison. It said, without mentioning me by name, called me out saying I wasn't serious. I wasn't a legit business because I wasn't invested. It's really funny. A friend of mine, he was like, "Did you see that thing in Beer Advocate?" I said to show it to me. I don't think I should, he said. He showed it to me, and I was like, what the F is this? So this is the guy that took out $36,000 on a cash advance on his credit card to be able to start this business. And he's like, how is that not invested?
Whoa.
Well, yeah. They don't want the beer industry to be pay to win.
Pay to win beer. I like that. I very much like that. So, I wanted to get what do you guys have an opinion on Tennant Brewing, on Gypsy Brewing now that you just heard about it? Does this bother you?
Is the beer good?
Yeah, Evil Genius is phenomenal.
Then what do I care?
I mean, I can give you that as an example. I've had Evil Genius many times.
I've had Evil Genius once. It is very good. And in the end, I don't really care where it came from. I just want to feel like my money was well spent.
Yeah.
Right. I have two very, very strict rules about beer. Okay. One, it can never be an IPA ever for any reason.
Yes. Agreed.
Two,
are these like in order?
Say no.
Okay.
They're both equally important. It cannot say AB InBev on the side. Right. As long as it doesn't say AB InBev and it's not an IPA, then I'm free to enjoy it. For anybody who doesn't know AB InBev, by the way, if that's a little too, not the four of you, but anybody listening, AB is Anheuser-Busch. InBev is a combination of a Brazilian and Belgian company, which have now merged to become the world's largest macro brew of shit beer that the world has ever known, aka anything made by Budweiser.
That Super Bowl commercial pissed me off. We're a macro brew. You don't understand how this goes. Other beers just want to be fussed over. Yeah, I like drinking a beer that tastes good. Ours is for beer drinkers who like beer. Oh, so you sell to people who don't give a shit. Good.
What I love is that Budweiser about 10 years ago was a true American Pilsner, and now it's a true American lager, except nothing has changed. There's a big difference between a lager and a Pilsner, but somehow Budweiser went from Pilsner to a lager, but nothing has changed.
People they understand what a lager is, but a Pilsner is like, what the hell? Is that type of class?
Right. Oh, yes. So you guys should check out to see if this is a magazine that's in your local cities, because it may be.
Nope.
It actually
I looked it up.
There's no.
It's literally Philly Beer Scene is the name of the magazine. It's not like they have like.
There's no like
Boston
Beer Scene or anything.
Not that I
was
saw.
hoping you guys could. Oh, that sucks.
There's actually. I
was gonna say I don't see the problem with Gypsy Brewing.
No, not at all. I don't either.
I don't either. I mean, that just means they're taking advantage and doing the best that they can, and they're trying hard to do it. I mean, if it tastes good, why complain?
Absolutely.
There businesses like that democratize the entire process, because if you think you have a good idea and you've got enough money to put up, try it. You never know. It might be successful. And the people who come out of it, it's kind of like a Y incubator for Silicon Valley startups. They'll give you the office, they'll give you the startup money, and if your idea is good, eventually you just run off and become your own business, kind of like what Twitter did. Well, this is it's the same thing for beer. It's just, let's see if this beer's any good. We have the infrastructure. You pay us, we make it, and out it goes.
Right.
And what it even looks like, sometimes the people literally go to the brewery and they brew it themselves there. They just don't own their own equipment.
They just don't own their own equipment. That's exactly right.
So, I mean, that's even more like they're brewing it, guys. Chill the F down.
Right.
And it's not the equipment that's the most expensive. It's all of the red tape that you have to go through just to sell.
Oh, that's exactly it. Absolutely. It's the licensing. It's the
It is a pain in I've been to there's a really thriving microbrew scene in Miami. And
really? I would not have guessed that.
You wouldn't guess that they would drink alcohol in Miami?
Well, no. I would guess it would be more like
everyone thinks it's all fruity drinks and stuff like that.
I wouldn't even say fruity drinks, but just more like cocktails, more like, rum and that kind of thing.
Believe me, that's a huge kind of thing. You head out to South Beach, you head out to Key West, that's what you're going to find, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. There's absolutely nothing better than having a mojito walking down Duval Street in Key West. That's the greatest.
There is actually a restaurant up here that makes a very good mojito, and if you ever come up here, we're going to go together. It's called Cuba Libre.
I will have to try it.
Okay, and they make a phenomenal mojito.
But the microbrew scene in Miami actually started up in West Palm Beach kind of area, and I remember the first time I ran across a beer that was like that, and it was just called Florida Ale.
Okay.
And they had a few different. Now, this wasn't, your typical microbrew. They were actually a very large company at the time. So they were just trying to get into the beer business. And they had 3 different flavors. And the one I remember was Hurricane Reef, which was a really tasty ale. And it just nice and hoppy, but also very fruity. It was absolutely delicious. And it was my mother who found it, of all people. I'm probably the only person in the world who can say that my mother taught me how to drink.
Yes, unfortunately,
It's not a bad thing. But she's the one who said that if you're gonna get vodka, you go Russian. If you're gonna, just know where the stuff is. Oh, you want dark ale? Get Jamaican. You want white rum? Get Puerto Rican.
Nice.
So taught me the rules.
Very nice.
All of a sudden, because of this was the late 90s, the scene exploded. And there are so many really good microbrews coming out of the South Florida scene.
Wow.
It's hard to think of, but you just don't imagine it. There's this one place out by the University of Miami that I love going to. It's called Titanic. Okay. And sure enough, you walk in and it's themed like it's, a bar in the ship on the Titanic.
Very nice. Love it.
You can buy your own mugs. They've got, the nice little wheel of taste testers where they've got everything from very, very light to all the way dark stout, right?
Very nice.
And sadly, also, they have an IPA, but I skipped that one. Whatever. I don't understand that one. You do understand that the India Pale Ale came about because people didn't want it to spoil.
Right. Not because it was good.
Or shit.
Right.
It's not like they were going, yeah, this will make it taste good. It's like, no, we need it to not spoil.
Right. Yes. Yes. That is the biggest problem with American microbrews is their obsession with hops.
Yeah. I don't understand it.
I don't either.
I cannot handle
American Bock or hell, why not go crazy? Do a triple Bock. That's what I go for. Give me a nice stout.
Right.
Give me something that can compete with the Guinness.
But you know what? No, but you know what it is like the IPA. Like when you wake up in the morning and you have that film on your teeth, and you're like, and it's like that kind of. You're like, oh man, I gotta clean my teeth right now. Like that is what I have.
That's an IPA.
Yeah, that's an IPA. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. You're like, oh, gotta go clean my teeth. That's bad.
I have actually found.
I realize what I ordered.
The only thing that I can elevate to the pedestal for which I put Guinness. Okay, Guinness was the first beer I ever consumed.
Was it a proper Guinness? Did we have this conversation? Was it a real Guinness?
It was an American Guinness.
Made in Ireland.
Yeah, it was an American Guinness.
Huh?
They were all made in Ireland.
No, they weren't. Do not be fooled by that.
Yeah, it's not.
Do not be fooled by that.
No.
When you're drinking, I cannot drink Guinness over here. It does not taste the same. I promise you.
But still, it is delicious.
No.
Right.
Yes, it is.
The only beer that I have found that I can put upon that same pedestal is Left Hand Brewery's Milk Stout Nitro.
Yes.
Holy mother of Thor. That is one of the greatest liquid concoctions ever known to man.
That is.
I had a couple of friends of mine who introduced me to it over Cards Against Humanity.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. My buddy and I were actually going to.
You're the man. You're the man.
It's so good. It's so good.
Dude.
We were on our way to a Meet the Team event. For anybody who's listened to the show before, I am a gigantic fan of the Philadelphia Union, our local soccer club. I'm in the supporter club. There was a meet and greet with the team at Fado Irish Pub down in Rittenhouse in Philly. My buddy and I got there early. Fado is actually one of the pub partners of the Philadelphia Union. This is one of the coolest things about the team. We have pub partners where they actually have pubs that any game is guaranteed to be on the majority of the screens in that pub. We have a whole list of them. It's great. Fado is one of them. But anyway, we got there early. So we're like, let's get something to eat. And Fado wasn't open yet because it was kind of a private event. So we went across the street to this place called Misconduct Tavern. Thought that's a great name for a bar. So I walk in, I open up the beer menu. The second the menu opens, I see Milk Stout Nitro. I close the beer, I hand it to the bartender, said, "I will have that, sir." So he brings that. I take one sip and I just audibly go, "Oh." And he just looks at me and goes, "Yeah, it's that good, right?" I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me." He's like, "Yeah."
I had been
so good,
dude. Okay,
good.
We all know. Like, I grew up in Europe. Okay, I born in Ireland, educated in England, spent my time traveling Europe. Guinness is the nectar of the gods over there. It's just It's what it is. Everything. It is your meal.
It's a meal.
It is your meal.
It is a meal.
It is a meal.
It is a meal.
Okay?
Yes.
When I came over here, I'm like, okay, This place does Guinness on tap. This is great. I tried.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? What? Like, what actually just happened? I was like, okay, this. I was like, no, this is a bad pour. This is what I literally did. It was like
bad pour.
Bad pour.
Yeah.
Like, oh man. That was it, and I was ruined at that, absolutely ruined. And I've even gone back over time thinking, now I've been here for like 12 years, right? I've gone back over time thinking, my taste buds have probably, lost a little bit of the demand that I had for drinking it for so long over in Europe. No, okay, but within the first 6 months of being here, Tris and I were just starting to date. And we went down to it was actually a work event of another friend of ours, and I was absolutely devastated. And I was chatting to someone there who'd been over in Europe. And I'm like, it's just. I said, have you had a Guinness over there? And like, yeah. I said, there's nothing the same. They said, let me introduce you to this. I'm like, whatever, like, it's fine. It's like, and at this point, I'm like, it's not a Guinness, right? So the bar is not there, right? It's not like, so whatever. I taste it, I'm like, huh. Okay, I think that was a lucky pour. It's like, let's try that one again. And I'm like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
That is.
I found it.
I found it.
I'm like, okay, you know what? I can move over here. We're good. I'll go for my citizenship over here.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That stuff is liquid perfection.
Oh.
It is liquid perfection.
So good.
Yes. I actually said, because after a few of them, I started looking over the beer menu again, just to see what else they had. Not that I was changing. And I saw that Miller Lite was listed. I was like, oh God. And I said to the bartender, I'm like, what is your reaction whenever anybody comes in to this fine establishment and orders a Miller Lite? He says, I want to reach over the bar and pummel them every time someone has the audacity to order that shit.
That's the correct response.
Yes.
It's like walking into a fine dining restaurant and ordering your burger well done. What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
But I just want to say, like, you got to don't forget. Okay, if you do go to Europe, you've got to remember that well done over here is still not even close to what well done is over there. Like, well done over. If you order, like, if you're a fan of well done, like, we're talking, this has been dead and burned up and crisp. Like, it's intense. So I had a Canadian.
It's like killed 3 times.
Yeah, killed 3 times. Burned. It's like, fire down from heaven.
Sacrificial. Right.
I had a friend from Canada come over.
That sounds so appetizing.
Yeah, right? I'm like, what the hell? So, I really...
We left it on the burner. We just found it this morning. Well done.
Yeah, you have it with a side of blood pudding,
I'm a big fan of, like, you do it properly. Okay?
I like that blood pudding.
Yeah. But I had a Canadian friend come over, and he's like, okay, he challenged me to a whole new level. We went out for burgers, and he says, I want like the rarest burger you can legally cook me, right? And I'm like you might be safe in this country because like that's probably like medium well for an American, right? For a North American, and he's like, no. He looks over
there. You just said North American.
North American, yeah.
North American.
He looks at the waitress and he goes, "This is how I want my cow." And I'm like, dude, that is not. And he goes, and then I'll take a Guinness to wash it down. Like,
well, so you guys have to be careful over there with that because mad cow disease is. I mean, that's
it's right.
That's why it's so well done.
That pops up from time to time in the UK. I mean, that's something you guys are still fighting.
This is why we kill them.
Yeah.
We're taking no risks. Like, I think a medium rare is probably, close to a well done. I've seen. Like, it's like, I'm not kidding you. It's intense. Like, I might be exaggerating, but it's intense.
I need to never order a steak next time I go to London.
Don't.
Yeah, right.
No, you're okay if you go to like a fancy place. If you go to a fancy place, you're okay. But like, if you go to any kind of Americano bar, yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Well, I told you that my absolute best meal of sweet and sour chicken I've ever had in my life was in London, right?
Yeah, I think
But it was sweet and sour tofu.
Mm-hmm.
It was a vegetarian, all-you-could-eat Chinese buffet.
Messed up.
Right near King's Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was yeah, because we had the conversation because like that is the place to go. Like that is the buffet place. Like it's all you can eat for like, the best price.
Oh, it was great.
Because when you're eating in London, like everything is just London, like it's like New York. Everything is super expensive. Super expensive.
Oh my
gosh,
gosh,
ridiculous.
Yeah, and it didn't help that at the time the exchange rate was against us.
Yeah. Was it like 2.2 back then? 2.2 for you back then, right?
Well, yeah. Like if a burger was £10, it was costing us like $21.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. It was bad. It was really bad.
I remember that when I remember when that dropped out because I still had like clients over in the UK so I was getting paid but living over here, and it was suddenly like I lost like a huge chunk of income because all of a sudden it dropped from 2.2 2.23 down to 1. I'm like. And there's nothing I can do about it.
There's nothing at all.
Nothing I can do about it. It's like I just got given a pay cut. That sucks.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like God. I've got to kick this hell out.
What are you doing?
There's some troll in there. That was the ban button.
Okay.
It's around there somewhere.
Gotcha. So yes,
left hand. Adam's talking once again. His voice isn't working.
Oh man, I love doing that.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, my volume was turned down. I had to deal with the little baby.
Are you old enough to drink, Adam?
Yes. So
okay.
No wonder you guys were completely ignoring me. Anyways, so us saying
no, that's not why.
That's
when it comes. I've always had this saying, right? Because I'm a huge Guinness fan, like you guys are. Is that Guinness is the prime rib of beer. It's like pretty much as best as you can get, and then you have, Bud Light or Bud or whatever you want to call it, and that's the armpit hot dog of beer. Like it really is.
No. Let me fix that for you. Bud Light is the shit you take on the sidewalk after eating the armpit hot dog.
Right. So
yes.
I've always been a big fan of that, and people who overcook their meat, you're ruining it. Stop. You're ruining it.
Hold on. Let me get this. Let me get this.
Why do you look that up? Let me explain something. Do you know why Americans drink?
It's so funny how you say that. Americans.
Do you know why Americans drink their beer cold? Like we don't have to.
It tastes so bad.
We don't in the UK, right? We don't.
It's the same reason they take their sake hot.
It's the only way you can tell the difference between you drinking beer and you drinking piss. It's like there's a glass of piss. Yes. It's not warm. It's got to be. It's cold. It's got to be beer, right?
Yes.
Well, that's yes. I always there's Bud is American piss, right? And then you have Corona is Mexican piss.
Is Mexican piss.
Oh,
yes.
And that's by them. That's by
Yeah.
InBev
or whoever that is.
Yeah.
Oh, did they buy them now? Because that was El Negro, Dos Equis. I think it was the same company.
No, Dos Equis isn't. It's
Dos Equis is actually good.
Dos Equis is good, but I thought it was the same.
No, you're thinking of.
I don't have to put in my birthday just to look at your website.
I
Really?
know.
Really?
Constellation Brands.
It's the not Beck. It's Stella.
Stella Artois?
Is it Stella?
Yeah, Stella is with them too.
Why are you asking me to verify it twice? What is wrong with you, Corona?
We want to make sure you're right.
Yeah, beer brands include Corona, Modelo, Pacifico, and
Modelo. I'm sorry, that's what I was thinking of. Not Dos Equis, Modelo. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Modelo Negro
comes in that
is actually pretty good.
Same people who made Corona.
But that Modelo Negro is actually pretty good. That I would say is pretty good.
Okay, so I have when I go to a bar to see what's on tap, and I'm like, if I'm just going for what I consider just like a light beer, and it really isn't even like light, but it's like what's your do you have a go-to that you're just gonna grab? Like if you're happy if you've got it on tap, if not, close to on tap. I'll give you for my example, okay?
For a light beer?
No,
my go-to is always Guinness. If it's on tap, I'm getting Guinness.
Oh yeah, no, right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the from my what I would call a light beer.
Yeah,
is Newcastle, even though it's not, right? Because we know it's not. But like I love Newcastle, and like that That to me is
Newcastle is one of my go-tos.
That is the go. Like, if you have it on tap,
if I'm looking for just a nice beer, and I'm not in a particularly picky mood, or I'm in a place that doesn't have the greatest selection, I will usually go with a Sam Adams or something like that.
See, I don't like Sam Adams.
I feel there's an
it's too damn hoppy.
Yeah, do you feel that aftertaste with the Sam?
Yeah, it's too hoppy.
Yeah,
it's too. They take a lager and they ruin it with hops.
Absolutely.
We got the same taste buds, bud.
It is an actually decent tasting American beer, which is the highest compliment you can say.
I mean,
you can find it anywhere.
Yeah, you can find it anywhere, but I don't know. That actually is brewed about 37 minutes from my house.
Oh, there you go.
You can also find McDonald's everywhere. It doesn't make it okay.
Yeah, right.
So
it's food. Last I checked, it is a food-like substance.
This is my go-to, not at a bar. This is my go-to for home.
Mm-hmm.
This is Lion's Head Pilsner.
Okay.
I have no idea how big their distribution is. It is made in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, famous for being the home of The Office, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yes. It's actually a very, very good Pilsner. And for a case, this cost me $15.39.
That's actually pretty good.
That is very good for a case of 24.
I'm going to answer the question because it's my turn. So if I've eaten a full meal, right, and I just can't drink a Guinness because, Guinness is filling and sometimes you need something a little lighter.
Mm-hmm.
I will go with the Newcastle as well.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's for the answer.
Yeah, Newcastle is one of my go-tos, absolutely.
Yep, that and Smittix.
Smittix is fantastic. Boddington's is another one for me. If I see Boddington's is on tap, I'm always going for the Boddington's.
Smittix over Boddington's, but I would go for Boddington's.
Okay,
I would go like if we're going in the order, it's going to be Newcastle, Smittix, Boddington's. But yeah.
Actually, you know what's funny is, Will, I knew that about you.
Yeah.
Because remember we were trying to figure out a beer for you at the Hotel BlizzCon.
Yeah.
Okay.
My disappointment of there's no Newcastle. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. It's like,
no,
Californians they had it earlier, and I was like, you drank it all, Will. Go home.
Southern California is like the worst place for beer.
Absolute worst.
Oh.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
But
it really is.
You got to go up to the Bay Area if you want any decent stuff.
Oh yeah, Anchor. Do you like Anchor? Tell me you like Anchor.
Mm-hmm. Anchor's good.
I love Anchor.
Come to my hotel room next year, because I will have. I know where.
That sounded like an indecent proposal.
I know where. Frostbite Panda asks who's my favorite pony. It's got to be Rainbow Dash because that's the only one I know. My kids are into it.
My favorite pony is my wife's horse, Cody.
Okay.
Done.
There you go.
Okay.
That's it.
I have to quick look them up.
You gotta look them up. I can't remember the names. But.
You know who my favorite one is?
My daughter watches this. I should know this.
Oh, look at you,
Dr. Hooves,
you geek.
There is a Dr. Hooves.
I can get us all Newcastle in California next year.
Nice.
And the reason why is because I know the place that sells it. And I'll go there and buy it and stock up the fridge in the hotel room with a lot of beer. So
okay.
All
right. I got your back. Who my favorite is? My favorite is Twilight Sparkle because it is the voice actress is Tara Strong who does Twilight Sparkle, and she's awesome.
Ooh.
Tara Strong is from Teen Titans Go, Fairly Odd Parents, Teen Titans, Powerpuff Girls.
Everything. She's done everything.
She's done all the things.
She's a beauty, too.
Yes, she is amazing. Yes, she's done so many. Ultimate Spider-Man. Let's see what else. So many good things. Fairly Odd Movie. She's done a couple straight to DVD. Oh, she was in Ben 10. She did Ben 10. I love Ben 10.
Elder Scrolls. She did all the additional voices for Elder Scrolls.
The new Batman Adventures. There you go, Adam. Extreme Ghostbusters.
Oh, she's Harley Quinn in the new Arkham Knight.
There you go.
Wow, she really has done a ton of stuff.
Spirited Away. Miyazaki film. An excellent one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's done a lot of stuff. Monsters University.
No, she's been everywhere.
She was Sif in Thor: Tales of Asgard.
Oh, Nice.
Oh.
Oh, she was in Princess Mononoke, another Miyazaki film.
Shazam! She did the voice of Billy Batson.
Yeah.
Don't know that one. She was in The Penguins
Wait,
of Madagascar.
wait, what?
Shazam.
You don't know who Billy Batson is?
You don't know do you know who Shazam is?
Yeah, I know who Shazam is.
And that would be Billy Batson.
Oh, I didn't know his real name. Sorry, I never read that. I
So,
never read that.
Do you know that? Real quick, you know that Billy Batson's like a younger boy, right? Like 15, 14, depending on continuity. 9
No.
sometimes. Sometimes he's younger. Sometimes he's a little older, depending on the stuff. Yeah, man, you are a bad.
Powerpuff Girls.
Yes,
God, I love
Powerpuff Girls are great.
They rock.
Yes. By the way,
It
just
still throws me off that she was Billy Batson. I don't know why.
Barbara Gordon.
Oh, you said in some
Bart
continuity he's a
Simpson is
9-year-old boy, so
Right.
yeah, I mean, Bart Simpson's a girl.
Still, but like hearing her voice in my head, it's still not.
Well, that's the thing. She's a very talented voice actress.
There's a documentary on Netflix called "I Know That Voice."
I just saw that in her credit. Is that on Netflix?
It is
Oh,
on
I am
Netflix.
watching
That's
that.
where I found it. It was
I'm watching.
phenomenal, absolutely
I'm going
phenomenal.
into
It was put
Netflix
together
right
by Joe. No, not Joe. By DiMaggio. What's the guy who does Bender and?
Matt.
No, his last
Matt
name's
DiMaggio.
DiMaggio.
Matt.
Bender and then the dog
Matt
from
DiMaggio, Mark?
that show Adventure Time.
Yeah, Adventure Time also.
Yeah.
So he decided to put together a documentary talking about real voice actors, actual voice actors, not just the celebrity kind that come on do their voice. John DiMaggio, that's him. It was absolutely phenomenal, and I recommend it to everybody. Just to watch these people on camera slip into their voices.
Yep, just out of that. Gonna be watching that. I actually just watched a really fantastic documentary on Netflix. My wife fell asleep, and
That's the name of the documentary.
no, sorry, my wife fell asleep, so I decided to. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not tired yet. So
Sounds
I'm
like
gonna
a
watch
snoozer.
So I ended up watching. I saw that How to Train Your Dragon 2 was on Netflix again, or on Netflix. So I watched it and I cried, of course. And then when I was done that, for whatever reason, this recommendation popped up for a movie called. Let me make sure I get this right. Let me go to my recent. I think it's just called The Square. Yep, The Square. It's a movie called The Square, 2013. This is an absolutely phenomenal movie, documentary about the Egyptian uprising, the Egyptian revolution, focusing on Tahrir Square. And it is so enlightening, so amazing, absolutely incredible. I cannot recommend it enough. So check out The Square.
And added.
Yeah, really, really good. Really, truly amazing. And one of the things that I didn't realize was Khalid Abdallah, who was the star of the movie The Kite Runner. He was hugely involved in that revolution, like hugely involved. And I had no idea until watching this documentary. Really, really cool. Really, just an amazing documentary. So if you guys are into documentaries, I recommend that one for sure.
I like Behind the Mask. It's on Hulu. It's a Hulu only. It's about mascots.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Behind
We're gonna talk about like that's one of those things that I like. I don't know. It's a TV show too, so it's like almost like a reality show, but like documentary form.
Oh, a Hulu original. Okay, look at that.
Yeah.
Mascots. Oh, funny story about mascots. My one of my best friends, he roomed with the mascot for Penn State, the Nittany Lions. The mascot previous to him was excommunicated from mascotting because he committed the mortal sin of washing the costume. You are not allowed to wash a mascot costume, at least at Penn State. That was like a big thing. You didn't do it. The costume smelled horrific. It was one of the worst smelling things you could possibly imagine. They actually had a closet for this guy's the mascot outfit that was lined with about 5,000 of those little pine car freshener, air freshener things, like hanging all over the wall. And when he was done, he would put it in the closet. And yeah, it was really bad. Really, really bad. But apparently, if you wash it, it washes the luck out of it. I don't know. Who the heck knows? Maybe they talk about it on this. I don't know. I'll say.
No, they have very specific ones. And the Nittany Lions
never came. Well, at this point, that would not come up. At this point in that college, yeah, they're not. they're not gonna get featured in something like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, because the cool thing that they do is they have a.
Just went for a long time.
Yeah, no, it's new. The season came out.
Yeah, second season, episode 2.
Yeah, like I said, it's like a reality show documentary. It's interesting. They did it like a documentary, but they follow the people, and but it's cool because they do a pro, a minor league, and a high school and a college. So they kind of hit all the levels.
Please tell me they do the Philly Fanatic. Because the Philly Fanatic is like one of the prolific mascot.
No.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
No. The Green Monster.
Who the heck's the Green Monster? The Green Monster? The wall in Fenway?
Wally. Wally, the Green Monster.
It looks just like the Philly Fanatic, but it's green.
So they stole the Philly Fanatic.
So what you're saying is the Philly Fanatic looks like Wally the Green Monster.
No, it's the other way around.
Wally the Green Monster. Okay. Wally the Green Monster. Boston Red Sox.